Hello, friendos and bendos. It's me, Z, and I decided that in the wake of San Diego Comic Con, I would take a look back at DC's previous initiative because now that DC is going into the All In and the Absolute initiative, we should take a look back at Dawn of DC, which is the thing that's come before it, right? So the thing about Dawn of DC is that this is the first time that I really kept up monthly with modern comics. I've been reading comics, for most of my life, but it's mostly been back issues, trades, omnibuses, things like that. I've never really tried to keep up monthly with things. I just never really had the energy to do that, I guess. But with Dawn of DC, I decided to change that. It was a good jumping on point for more recent stories, and I've been really enjoying it. Some books more than others, and I just want to go over my opinions on each of the books I've read for Dawn of DC, and just talk about how good of a I guess year DC has had. Because Dawn of DC has been going on since what 2020 2023, right? Yeah. So let's get started. All right. So first, let's go in order. I'm putting up a list of all the books. Let's go in order. Superman by Joshua Williamson. I've been enjoying the most recent Superman run. I have been. It's very fun. I think House of Brainiac was like okay. Overall, I think that it's not as good as it could be, but I do still enjoy it. It's the sort of fun adventure that's like low stakes, kind of. It's not like really low stakes, right? Because like Brainiac at the end of this arc, Brainiac's trying to take over the world, but I do like how this is kind of like a back to form for Superman. If I remember correctly, Superman, his identity got revealed a bit before this, and then it like returned. He got his secret identity back recently, and so this is kind of a nice return to form Superman story. It's nothing amazing, it's nothing special, but it is fun. I do like it, and I think would I recommend reading it? I say yes. I would recommend reading the most recent Superman run by Joshua Williamson. It's fun. I think my favorite characters are Mercy Graves and Lena Luthor's daughter. I think both of them are doing good. The whole plot line of Luthor's turning over a new leaf as well, I think, has been done pretty well. It's just a perfectly fine, serviceable book. It's nothing crazy. I don't really have much to say. It's been fun keeping up with it monthly, but it's not like it's, touching me deeply or anything. Next up, we have Nightwing, Tom Taylor Nightwing. Alright, so Tom Taylor's Nightwing, it's been praised a lot, and what can I say? It deserves the praise. The art, first of all, the art. Oh my god. Bruno's art is so good. Like, that's him, right? Travis. I'm so stupid. This isn't scripted or anything. So I'm. Bruno Redondo. Yes. Oh my god. Bruno Redondo. Sorry, I'm looking at this like the artist on the book and I'm getting confused. But Bruno Redondo's art fits it so well, right? And the book is a combination of funny and action filled and also with like heart in it too. That's been really making me just love reading it because I love seeing Nightwing, Dick Grayson, go about his like try to fix the city, fix Bloodhaven because the difference between Bloodhaven and Gotham is that Gotham like the corruption is like less overt, like Bloodhaven it's like built on corruption, and I think that the book had its ups and downs. I think the best arcs were the Blockbuster arc, where Dick was trying to finally take down Blockbuster, and I also think that when the Titans rolled in, oh my god, the Titans in Nightwing compared to how Taylor's been writing them in their own book, it's fucking night and day for some reason. I love the Titans in Nightwing; they are done so well. Maybe it's because they're not like the main focus of the book. If I had to say anything I dislike about the book, I think Heartless is a really mid villain. He really sucks. I don't give a shit about Heartless. he's just not the best. He doesn't. I mean, he has a connection to Nightwing because he's a guy that Nightwing was a kid, but he's just, man, I don't really care about him and his whole deal of, oh, he's a sociopath. He's been a sociopath since he was a kid. I do not care. I do not care. I wish the story focused more on just fun adventures and stuff. Another thing I don't care about is Nightwing's relationship with the pirate girl, and that's mostly because it comes from the Rick Grayson era, and I just, oh my god, I want to omit the Rick Grayson era from my brain. I don't care about Rick Grayson whatsoever. And the whole pirate thing, it's whatever as well. Uh, Overall, the book started out really great, and it honestly continued going on really great, but kind of took a dip around like when Heartless and the pirate thing, like it started like becoming more overt. But then like it's picking up steam right back. I think that's Fall of Grayson arc that's been going on recently. I'm really excited to see how it turns out because I am really hyped to see how the Fall of Grayson ends. Because I don't know. I kind of just want Heartless to be over with. I hate Heartless not because he's a good villain, but because I just fucking hate him. He's fucking stupid. I don't like him. All right. All right. Next up, Batman by Chip Zdarsky. Okay, I have mixed feelings on Batman by Chip Zdarsky. In my opinion, since the New 52, there's been several. Since the New 52, we've had the main Batman writers have been Scott Snyder, Tom King, James Tynion, and Chip Zdarsky. Overall, I think that Zdarsky has had the worst run out of the four of them since the New 52. Now, that's not to say that Zdarsky's run is bad. I don't think so at all. First of all, his Batman the Knight trade paperback, which is kind of like a it's kind of like a prologue to this because it's both Batman's like training origins, it's like deep looking into his origins, but also like it does matter. Like lots of things from Batman that come in. So in my opinion, it is a part of this run, and I really do enjoy Batman the Knight. And I think the first arc, the failsafe arc, was also really good. It was just some like amazing and just Batman all out action, blockbuster action. It was so fun, like we love our Batman going up against, his classic villains and stuff, and we love him doing the detective work. But this new vibe, this robot force that like Batman has to face on his own, this unstoppable robot failsafe, that he created himself. It's so, I don't know, it was just so different. I felt, because Batman creates a lot of problems for himself all the time, but this was like a lot. I don't know, it just felt different. I think the first arc, Failsafe blows Tinian's run out of the water. I think I sent the Punchline video that the Tinian run, it had good parts, but it was mostly just mid. It introduced decent characters. I liked Punchline. I thought Counter Hunter was okay, but overall the Tinian run was kind of mid. But the first arc of Zdarsky's run was so good. It was so good, and the scene where Batman he fucking jumps from space to Earth to the Fortress of Solitude. That was the coolest shit I've ever seen. I don't care what anybody says. I do not care. That was cool as hell. All right. Seeing, I don't care if you think it's plot armor. All right. It was just cool, and I think comics should be cool. I don't know what to say about that. But after that, it goes downhill. I have to admit, it goes downhill. Joker Year One. I did not care about Joker Year One. The alternate dimension thing, I did not care either. I think Zornar, he's been done to death. He was done to death. Honestly, he was done to death by the end of Failsafe. Honestly. Like, I was kind of sick of Zornar by the time I've ended this Chip Zdarsky run. And obviously, Zornar is dead and gone. We're going into a new arc starting later this year. But this overall, I think it started off strong, but it really went downhill. It's not bad, I don't think, but it's not good either. I think Zdarsky could do better. Next up, another honestly disappointing run, Shazam, by Mark Waid and Dan Mora. I like Mark Waid a lot. Don't get me wrong. World's Finest. I want to talk about World's Finest later on because it is really good. It's not like part of Dawn of DC necessarily, but I just want to talk about. I guess I'll group World's Finest in with Shazam run. Shazam and World's Finest are like kind of night and day in my feeling. Like World's Finest and feels like focus, right? And it feels like this is like obviously Martin's writing these two books at the same time. World's Fantasy feels I feel like he's putting in much more effort into the story. It feels like the characters are putting much more care into it. His Shazam book, I don't know. The plot just feels like it's meandering. It feels like it's just going, the gods are taking control of Shazam, of Captain Marvel, and it's like, okay, that's interesting, but like it's kind of just boring. You know, he's like Shazam. I mean, Captain Marvel's on the moon. And he's finding Galatrax. I'm like, okay, and Queen Bee is also there. I'm like, okay, there's a quirky dinosaur guy, quirky dinosaur counting guy. I'm like, you can do better. You can do better. You know what I mean? This is a book carried by Mora's art. I really think that the plot of Mark Waid's Shazam done in DC has just been overwhelmingly boring. I feel like nothing went on. Black Adam came in. I feel like for no reason he was just there because like Black Adam's the Captain Marvel villain. You can you can hear me like say Shazam and then like correct myself and say Captain Marvel. I don't know why I don't know why I keep doing that. I mean, his name is Captain Marvel. I think his name is Captain Marvel. It's better than Shazam, but I don't feel like I should be correcting myself. Nevertheless, I do think Shazam has been pretty boring. It could be a lot so much better, so much better. Now, something that did surprise me, whereas Shazam I thought would be good because, Mark Waid, plus I like Captain Marvel's character. It bored me. Green Lantern by Jeremy Adams, I've loved it. I love Green Lantern. And I'm going to talk about Night Terrors because Night Terrors, this book is proof that Night Terrors was kind of a failed initiative, in my opinion, because I read the first two issues and I really enjoyed them, but then the book took a pause for like 2 months because Night Terrors was going on and they had to do tie-in issues, and I just kind of fell off the book. I didn't read any of the issues until like literally like 2 months ago when I got back on the train, and it's really good. Like, I'm not a big Green Lantern fan. The cosmic Green Lantern side of the DC universe has never been my thing. I've always been an Earth-centric kind of gal, but this Green Lantern one's really interesting, and it makes me want to read earlier Green Lantern ones. I've been reading Green Lantern Earth 1, it's really fun, and, well, I've been reading all the Earth 1 books, but I think reading this Jeremy Adams one is giving me new appreciation for Green Lantern Earth 1, and I'm also planning on reading Jeff Johns, Green Lantern Corps, Morrison's Green Lantern as well. I think this is a perfect introductory issue for people like who are not really into Green Lantern, aside from the whole Night Terrors pausing it thing. But it is just really good. I think that the main villain guy, he's gotten some development so far. It's not the best, but it's fine, whatever. But I do think that the inspection that we're doing in the core, the emotional spectrum, it looks really interesting. Like Sinestro, he's become a Red Lantern now. That's also really interesting. Like we're looking at how emotions like so variable. I feel, and I'm really enjoying Jerry Adams' Green Lantern. Tom Taylor Titans. Okay, I mentioned it before. I kind of mentioned it briefly in when I was talking about Nightwing, but Tom Taylor's Titans has been so unbelievably boring. It started off kind of well, I did enjoy, like, okay, the first few issues, this is setting up, like, the vibe and stuff, but then it kind of meandered, and Beast World happened, and Beast World was so mid. It was so mid, and I'm sad, because it was like, Beast Boy used to be my favorite superhero. He's top 10 for sure, you know what I mean? Beast Boy, but Once Upon a Time Beast Boy was my favorite superhero. I would just say that immediately. And the fact that he got his very own event, like he got his very own event, and it sucks so much. It's so crazy to me, especially since he like kind of wasn't even the main character. Like he was like he's like the prologue character, like he's the aftermath character. But like the event, he was just the monster. You know what I mean? Like we got a bunch of Beast Boy development. Prior to it, we got some really cool Beast Boy moments. So him turning into a whale, so getting more brain capacity, to turn into Garo. Him talking to the Justice League and being like, "Hey guys, I think I can do this. Like I have a plan. I'm a hero." You know what I mean? It was such good development for Beast Boy. It felt kind of wasted, especially since now we're going into Raven's Evil again. It's like, oh my god, I swear, Titans has been such a weird franchise for so long, because I feel like they've just been rehashing stories from the Wolfman Perez era for so long. It feels like literally every Titans story, it's like, oh, Raven's evil again. Oh my god, what? Deathstroke's back. No way. What? It's like Jesus, oh, just stop what you're doing, please. Tell us some more new, interesting stories. We don't have to rely on the Perez Wolfman lineup so much either. Like if you're not gonna be doing anything new with them, don't use them. You know what I mean? It just feels like the Titans were much better in Nightwing because they're like side characters, whereas this it feels like Taylor doesn't know what to do with them when they're the main characters, and it just was not good. It was not good. And moving into Beast World, because like Beast World was supposed to be like the Titans' big event. The Titans were supposed to take over for the Justice League, and this was going to be their first big event. Beast World was just nothing burger, man. It was just such a nothing burger. I mean, had Amanda and Peacemaker, and they were the villains. And it was like, oh, we're the villains, and we're gonna be killing people because we're evil. And it's like it also feels like the whole people are into animals thing. It also didn't really do much. It really didn't do much. I mean, we had Giganta turning into a big old bear. That was something, I guess. Overall, Titans and Beast World were just complete disappointments. I feel like nothing happened in them, and I'm kind of. I don't want to say I'm glad that Taylor took in the book because obviously he can write. I really like his Nightwing. I really like Guardian X of Steel, but Titans has just not been it. I'm excited for a new creative team to hop on and do something else because the Titans, as the main team of the Justice League that Dawn of DC was setting up, they were supposed to be the Justice League of Dawn of DC. They have done nothing Justice League at all. I am disappointed. So disappointed. All right, Poison Ivy, G. Willow Wilson. I haven't kept up with the most recent issues, but I did read the first two arcs, and it's a good book. I think it's a really good book. It's very under the radar too. Um, Poison Ivy's transformation as a character. Some people are not as okay with it as others. I actually really do enjoy Poison Ivy's transformation as a character. The way that she has kind of evolved in this more anti-hero like thing as an environmentalist. Her relationship with Harley, how that's changed her. I feel like Ivy, Pamela Isley as a character is much deeper than people would think, you know what I mean? And I feel like this route of taking her to be an anti-hero like character, I really do like it. I think that redemption arcs work for some characters better than others. I think he works for Pamela a lot more than it works for other characters. I don't want like Deathstroke redeemed, right? Like I don't want Deathstroke redeemed, obviously no. Like Poison Ivy, I do feel like she can have a redemption arc. I feel like her and Harley, I feel like people are like kind of dismissive of them recently. But I feel like their move into more mainstay hero characters and anti-hero characters, I have liked it. And overall, Poison Ivy, Jill Wilson, I think it's good. It's a good read. And whenever the series, Dawn of DC series ends, I'll read the issues that I haven't read yet. I read like the first 12, and it was pretty good. Next up is Penguin by Tom King. Penguin by Tom King. Tom King, one of my favorite writers. Probably my favorite writer at DC at the moment. Penguin's very underrated. I've seen nobody talk about it. It's crazy. I think Penguin is really underrated. The Forces of July, I've literally, I like to think of myself as, I know obscure characters. I literally did not know who the Forces of July were until this book. It's been really interesting, because this is following up on Zdarsky's failsafe arc. It's just kind of like a spin-off of that. It's also a spin-off of Tom King's Killing Time book, which I also thought was really fucking good. Oh my god, Killing Time was such a good book. It was so good. Seeing Riddler and Catwoman team up, William Totman at the end, Killing Time was so fun. And I think this is kind of like both ramifications of that and failsafe arc. I think this was pretty good. I like seeing, Oswald's mentality. I like seeing his new origin. I like his relationship with his family. He feels like such more of a complex character than he ever was to me. To me, Penguin has always been he's a quirky fat guy with a long nose. He has a bunch of pet birds and he's the umbrella gun. But like this, he has all that still kind of, but he also he has this aura of menace to him that I feel like he didn't really have before in other stuff. The Help is also in this book. Tom King's new character, The Help. He was introduced in Killing Time. I don't really give a shit about The Help. He was okay. I like Tom King. Tom King new characters are either fucking awesome or they're the worst, or they're just not the worst, but they're really boring. And The Help is kind of really boring. But overall, this book has been really good. Looking at the humanity of the Penguin, I just really enjoyed it. Birds of Prey by Kelly Thompson. I read the first arc. It was pretty fun. Not much else I have to say really. The art's good though. Oh my god, Romero's art is so good. And that's pretty much it. Oh, Josh Trujillo's Blue Beetle run. I actually forgot about this. It was actually, well, I did not read the last issue, so I don't know if I'm as qualified to say this. But it has been good. I like seeing De- I like seeing Ted and Jaime talk. You know, the introduction of Victoria Cord kind of as a connection to the Blue Beetle movie. It's not really, but it's not connected to the Blue Beetle movie. But obviously, the introduction of Victoria Cord is because Victoria Cord is a character in the Blue Beetle movie. But I do like her as well. I also like the other alien characters too. I feel like this book has done an interesting idea of more what is like the average life of the DC citizen like. You know, like what do people think of superheroes and aliens and shit, you know? And it's just been good. I like it. Batman and Robin by Joshua Williamson. It's been fine. I think them turning Man Bat back to a villain, Joshua Williamson turning Man Bat back to a villain, was not a good move. I really liked Man Bat in Justice League Dark. I don't know why he was back to a villain. Honestly, all the original characters in this book sucked. They all sucked. They all did suck. But I think overall the story of Damian, you know, trying to fit in as a normal kid and Bruce encouraging him to do that, that was actually really, really good. I really did enjoy that. Damian, his journey recently has been so good. Ever since the Robin book, where he donned the new suit, I've been loving Damian recently. Seeing him connect with Flatline, other characters, seeing him develop as a character for like the first time in like forever. It feels like I feel like Damian is like on the road to redemption. He's redeemed. It's not like he's a bad person. Like obviously, like the days of Damian being, you know, the killer, annoying little bitch he was in Morrison's run, and like Morrison's like original first outing with Damon as a character. Obviously, that's like pretty much disappeared at this point, but at the same time, it feels like now we're moving from, okay, Damien was a little bitch, now he's a okay person. Now what? Now, well, he's a non-adjusted person, so we gotta adjust him. You know what I mean? And so like with Robin and Teen Titans, the Adam Glass's Teen Titans. Was Adam Glass the one who introduced Roundhouse and Jin and stuff? I don't. He might have been, but I did enjoy the most recent Teen Titans as well. I think Damian has probably been the character who has grown the most, like, and who I've been interested in seeing the development of the most in DC recently. I love recent Damian; he's so good. Seeing him just struggle like being a normal kid, you know, he likes manga and he fucking draws, and he's just a kid. I like that. I really do like that. Let's see what else is there to talk about. Fire and Ice Walk in Smallville. Whew, not a good book. It was not a good book. Fire and Ice Walk in Smallville. It was very boring. The comedy was not there. The comedy was not there. Oh my god, the comedy was not there. The arts was fine. Fine. It would have worked better if the book was funnier. You know what I mean? Because like the more cartoony artwork, it always works better when the books are funnier. Fire and Ice One in Smallville. I'm gonna freaking 4 out of 10. It was so mid. So not even mid. It just kind of sucked. Tom King Wonder Woman, the book that I've been anticipating the most each month. Oh my god, Tom King plus Wonder Woman. It's a dream. Like my favorite writer, my favorite superhero. They come together like so well. It feels. I've been loving Tom King's Wonder Woman. There obviously have been a few things that like there's like Tom Kingisms, you know what I mean? Like Tom King has a certain style, you know, it works with some things better than others. The Sovereign is a villain, he's pretty mid. Again, Tom King's original characters they're really good or they're really mid. Sovereign's one of the mid ones again, just like the Help, he's really just not the best. He's just not the best at all, really. But I do really, really enjoy how Wonder Woman is characterized in this book, you know. I also love the use of her other characters. Steve in this book, I've never been a big fan of Steve. But he's decent. I do like I love all the Wonder Girls. I love all of the her villains teaming up in that one issue. I like Sergeant Steel a lot. His character is he's really interested in me for some reason, like much more than the Sovereign. And the most recent the issue before the Absolute Power tie-in, where Cheetah was reintroduced, was so good. That was the best issue of the entire run, in my opinion. I love how Cheetah has been handled since Rebirth. And the most recent issue, like just let's DC. If you were listening to this, just get Wonder Woman and Cheetah together already. Make them a thing already, please. Like you do not have to, you do not have to be like jumping around the bush, skirting around the bush. Just make them make out already. They're a thing. They are a couple. I do not care. Toxic Yuri for the win. Final book I'm going to talk about is Suicide Squad Dream Team by Nicole Maines. She's Dreamer. She played Dreamer in the Supergirl show, and she's been like, and she's also really done well in integrating Dreamer into DC Comics. I really like I was interested in Dreamer before, and that's a little strange, right? Because you expect the trans girl to be obsessed with the trans girl DC superhero, but I wasn't really interested in her before. And it's probably because I didn't watch Supergirl, But Suicide Squad Dream Team has changed so much. I think this is one of the best Suicide Squad books I've read. That's come out recently. It's so good. The team was really good too. Bizarro, Clock King, Harley. Harley was actually really well characterized in this book. And of course Dreamer and a few others. I thought it was really good. The plot of, you know, um, Dreamer having to make choices with herself because of what Waller's been doing. I think Waller's characterization has been done well too, because she's both on top of things, but she's also still human. I like when that's done with Waller. It feels interesting. I feel like this has been just amazing Waller characterization. Everybody was characterized insanely well. The art was really good. Everything was just top notch. I feel like overall this was a just really good book. It's a really good book. Um, so what am I gonna what am I gonna do now? I think I'm gonna give you my top 5 books that you need to read from Dawn of DC. My stamp of approval. You gotta read these books. They're super good. I love them. All right, so the 5 in no particular order. Let's go. Nightwing, Tom Taylor, Green Lantern, Jeremy Adams. Um, then we have Suicide Squad Dream Team by Nicole, Tom King Wonder Woman, and then it's either Tom King Penguin or G. Willow Wilson's Poison Ivy. I think either of those. I think either of those would do it. And if I could count World's Finest, I would do it. I would do it. But I'm not counting World's Finest fully. Yeah. One last thing though. Night Terrors. I did not agree about Night Terrors. I talked about Beast Rob more in the Titans book, but Night Terrors, the other event of WTC, it was just not. I just did not enjoy it. I paused so much stuff. It was what was the point of this? What was the point of Night Terrors? Why did you need to do it? Did you need to do this? Overall, Night Terrors was mid. But that's my opinion on all the stuff I read from Dawn of DC thus far. It's been really fun, really good, and just yeah. Sorry, this video is unscripted because I'm working on other videos. I'm reading other stuff, but I want to get a video out there. So yeah. This is Z. I'm signing off. Make sure to subscribe, follow my Twitter, comment below. What have your favorite books from Dawn of DC been? I want to know. And I will see you next time, I guess.